Hi, this is Marco Martinez, and this is the video basically showcasing the app I created for the Twilio Hackathon on Dep. They had different categories, and I choose the one for COVID-19 communications. And the reason I choose that category over the others is let me show you this video. This is happening in Mexico. As you can see, let me just go back. Those are the patients are in coma, so they're in. And here you have another shot of, from the hospital, from the outside of the hospital, and all those people that are waiting on or outside are patients. I'm sorry, are family members of the patients, family members that are just waiting to get news on their patient. For example, they interview this person. This is Angel Ortega. He's a father of one patient with COVID-19, and again he's just waiting. Again, they are not allowed to get into in the hospital, and again, and also one of the complaints is that there are also very few people attending. More than 40 people that are currently in coma, recovering from COVID-19. So again, there is no way for them to get news about their family members that are battling against COVID-19. So again, very humble people. Again, they probably have a cell phone. Cell phones in Mexico are very cheap. They're usually 300 pesos, so less than $15 to get a hold of one cell phone. So be able to make phone calls and also to receive SMS messages. So that service it's now very cheap in Mexico. So now let's jump to Miro to showcase my whiteboard. As you can see here, I have on pink the list of services that I wanted to use. I wanted to use RDS for hosting a database, a relational database using Aurora. I wanted to have relationship between different tables, so that was critical for my application, and the reason I didn't choose a non-relational database like Dynamo database. So I selected a relational database primarily for having a relation between different tables on my app. So I choose Aurora for that, serverless Aurora, API gateway for serving the REST API endpoints, Lambda for hosting my Node.js functions, and I hosted my function in Lambda and not in Twilio functions, again primarily due to the use of different AWS services like RDS. And also Cognito. Cognito is providing me with security. So all the communication between my portal and the backend is secured by my identity manager. I'm using SendGrid for sending emails and Twilio for my programmable SMS programmable voice. Here at the bottom, something that I also wanted to add, but due to time constraints, I didn't have time. I basically started the project 4 days ago, and I only had the afternoons in those 4 days, so I'm a full-time employee and I don't really have time to work during the morning, so I only have very limited time constraint on my time. I wanted to add an IVR message with Twilio Autopilot, a bot to basically gather who is calling and all that and provide the latest status for the patient. I also wanted to add an option to create a bridge the person that's calling and the hospital to get a status of the patient, and possibly you'll also use Twilio Flex for having a contact center also available in the back. For in the application side, it's again very simple. We have a login page with two different options, one for registering a new patient or a new family member. Here in pale blue, I have the fields that I wanted to capture. Then we have the second option for reporting. So for getting reports on the patients that are already registered with different filters. Then with the option to add new notes or change the patient status. Then the option to send a notification to the family members that were registered for that patient. SMS was completed, email send grid completed, the conference call, I didn't have time to complete that part. But again, I don't see any point, well, it's nothing too complex to add. Let me now show you the app so you can get a better look of how the app looks. It's here, let me just log out. So again, it's using AWS Amplify for the wrapping the app and with all the security, and also for having the token and securing the connections. So here we have a patient, the patient field, registering field. So we can here have our patient, register a patient, register a new family member, and we can actually search we have a search field here, so we can choose that. Now, if we click here in patient, we have different filters that we can apply, like first name, is, contains, doesn't contain, and all that information. So I based that on I wanted to basically mirror the ServiceNow filtering that they have in ServiceNow. So I more or less mirrored that part. So there is that. Then if I click in one of those patients that were automatically loaded at the beginning, I have here, for example, first name Chucho Gonzalez, social security number, vet, this is the vet, age, sex, male, female, his status, if it's expired, is still a patient, and all that information, admission date, exit date, and also a list of family members that we can associate to that person. And for example, here, if I click in one of those family members, I have here Marco Martinez, I have my email address. This person, for example, doesn't have an email or phone number. And the third one has an email address and also a phone number, so we can target those people that have either an email or a mobile number to send them notifications. And again, here, if we have the notes, so notes that can be publicly visible or not visible. So I also wanted to add like a dashboard, like a wallboard or something like that to automatically display or for third-party consumers that can consume that data and have those fields visible. So let's just add a new note. How are you? We can set this message as public, and we can also send a notification. Let's click on submit. Okay, done. Okay, that was my cell phone. I just received the SMS message, and this is my email. I just received that email, and here we have two emails that are chaining. So it's basically a message from patient Chuchu Gonzalez. How are you? So again, it's working. I hope that you like the product, the project. Again, and nurses have the option to, or whoever is managing this portal, to add more people, add family members, associate family members, and again, everything is available on the repositories. Primarily, we are using two different lambdas. One for sending the emails. This is the function for sending the emails. Again, here is for getting the emails addresses, creating the parameters for SendGrid, and down here we have the loop for sending SMS messages. What else we have here? We have the function for interacting with our database. That again, it's using RDS. This is by the way, the database. again, everything standard. So, and I choose this database in purpose so other companies or other users can use MySQL, Postgres, or equivalents that are very similar. This is the API gateway. Again, it's using Cognito for the security. So when we are sending, let me show you here. Let me refresh this page. So when we are getting data from our backend, here for example, we are sending with our response header parameters. Where are the headers? So we're sending an authorization token in our request. Here it is, authorization. This is the token. Again, secure. So if, for example, I want to hit my backend without that authorization, for example, this one, I will receive an unauthorized response. So I will post the repository that I'm using for hosting this application with all the details on the database schemas, the curl of the request for inserting data into Aurora, get data, update data, send notifications, the Cognito user pools that I'm using, the two Lambda functions. So everything here, the React.js portal, the source code is there. So I try to split the code as much as possible. But I didn't have much time to split everything, but you will have access to everything. Hope that you like the project. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.